Good afternoon, everyone. See, yesterday we did in very fast manner the peninsular plateau, क्योंकि वो पिछले 10 साल से इतने क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते, but we cannot leave anything. So, can you tell me the difference between Malnad and Maidan? Malnad means hilly, forested area. कौन सा माउंटेन है इन मालनाड? बाबा बुदान. And Baba Budan is famous for coffee and iron ore. Sugar cane? No. There has been a past year question which says that which of the following is correctly matched. उन्होंने दिया था कॉफी, उन्होंने दिया था शुगर केन, चिकमगलूर. True or false? False. Coffee is in Chikmagalur, sugarcane is not in the Chikmagalur region. Sugarcane is in, अगर कर्नाटक की बात की है तो we have written Devegowda, Mandya. So sugarcane is in the Mandya region. Can I say the Maidan region is a flat, having rolling topography, ऊपर नीचे, made up of Archean gneiss and schist? कर्नाटक मतलब आर्कियन धारवार सेडिमेंट्स या आर्कियन रॉक सिस्टम. फाइन विद दिस? सो कर्नाटका मतलब आर्कियन रॉक सिस्टम. फाइन विद दिस? थर्ड, महाराष्ट्र प्लाटू इतने बार किया है ब्लैक सॉइल, सो यू ऑलरेडी नो दैट दिस इज अ मेड अप ऑफ ट्रैप्स. यहाँ पे वैसे भी मेजॉरिटी है कि नहीं है? सो it has some of the hills, and then we come to the last part, that is the one small part, Telangana plateau. Did you get the PPT yesterday? उसको थोड़ा चेंज किया था, उसका बैकग्राउंड, एंड देन एक्स्ट्रा थिंग्स वेर रिमूव्ड. सो तेलंगाना एंड द रायलसीमा रीजन, रिमेंबर दिस इज द रीजन विच इज सेमी एरिड और इट इज सेमी डेजर्ट रीजन in some parts, and in some parts it is the densely forested. Again it is highly dissected by rivers. UPSC will never ask you this, they will just ask you कौन सी river, so भी indirectly flows through the Telangana Rayalaseema region. So the rivers here are Godavari, main rivers, not उसका tributaries. Krishna, Kaveri, no, and Penneru river. So Penneru is one river which is to the south of Krishna river which flows through the Telangana plateau region. और क्वेश्चन कैसे आते हैं? क्वेश्चन आते हैं गोदावरी की ट्रिब्यूटरी है कि नहीं पेन्नेरू, या कावेरी की ट्रिब्यूटरी है कि पेन्नेरू. दे विल नेवर आस्क यू द क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन तेलंगाना प्लाटू क्या है. एक ही क्वेश्चन आएगा रिगार्डिंग ब्लैक सॉइल, एक क्वेश्चन आएगा रिगार्डिंग मलनाड अगर आता है तो, एंड देयर विल बी अ क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग द गारो खासी एंड जैंत्य. Fine with this? So Penneru, आज ही you will see the Penneru river, and Penneru river is not that important कि हम इसका tributaries और सब करेंगे. You should just know that it is a separate river which goes to the south of the Krishna river. And then we come to the Meghalaya plateau region. High chances of question this year. Two things, one तो rat hole mining, illegal mining. कौन सा mining? Iron or coal? Coal. So we find tertiary coal in the Meghalaya plateau. We don't find bituminous coal. We find the tertiary coal in the Meghalaya plateau region. And second, because abhi officially Holocene age has been further subdivided into 3 ages. And the latest age we are having from last 4,200 years is Meghalayan age. Kyun? Because through this Meghalayan age there was large scale climatic changes which brought deserts on the land. Matlab aridity ka cycle came on the land. Many places in the world, Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamia civilization, including our civilization, experienced the desert conditions. और फिर उसको International Stratigraphic Union, which makes the geological time scale, उसने उस age को divide किया and called it as a Meghalayan age. क्यों? Because the one famous cave was formed during this time in this period. So not Batu caves. Batu caves are in Kuala Lumpur, means in the Malaysia. But Batu caves jaisa caves were formed in Meghalaya. And you should remember, Meghalaya is famous for caves. Out of the 10 longest caves in India, 9 are in Meghalaya and 1 is in Mizoram. Second thing regarding Meghalaya, we'll do Meghalaya jitna exam ke liye hai. Out of the 3 Christian majority states, 1 is Meghalaya. Then one of the famous tribes of Northeast India, which is found in all the states of Northeast India except Arunachal, and that tribe is Kuki tribe. Hornbill festival, though हमें लगता है it is celebrated only in Nagaland, it is also celebrated by some particular tribe members in Meghalaya. So therefore you should do the Meghalaya in detail. So सबसे पहले Meghalaya is a part of Deccan Plateau or Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau, not Deccan Plateau. What is Peninsular Plateau? This entire part is peninsula. Chota Nagpur Plateau and this entire part is the Peninsular Plateau. What is Deccan Plateau? Only some part of the Peninsular Plateau is the Deccan Plateau. What is Deccan Lava Plateau? Maharashtra Plateau is the Deccan Lava Plateau. Fine with this? So Peninsular Plateau is ka extension in the Northeast India is the Meghalaya Plateau. Peninsular Plateau का projection to the northeast is Chota Nagpur Plateau. NCERT के ये 2 lines याद रखना. Projection, northeast की boundary of peninsular India is Chota Nagpur. And then it extends into this after the Malda gap or after the Rajmahal Garo gap, and that is what is known as an Meghalaya Plateau. Fine with this? Secondly, why we call Meghalaya as a part of peninsular India? Because we find the rocks which are found in the peninsular India in the Meghalaya. कैसे rocks मिलते हैं? Old rocks are found in Meghalaya. Youngest rocks are found in Assam. And the younger rocks, जो Himalayas से बने, they are found in the other states. So Himalayas, Great Plains and the Peninsular Plateau. So you can say that it is a northeast extension of Peninsular Plateau. It is a part of Peninsular Plateau. Q extension, क्योंकि it is separated from the Peninsular Plateau. Separated from Peninsular Plateau. PP is Peninsular Plateau by a gap known as Rajmahal. एक साइड में राजमहल हिल्स है और दूसरे साइड में गारो हिल्स है. गारो गैप, or also known properly as Malda fault. Thing is, ये fault कैसे बना? See, India has numerous fault system. There are many faults which have been formed. So जब Himalayas बने, there was large scale collision and hence many parts of India, Western Ghat went below the sea. Some part of India, Indian peninsula टूट गया. What we see, the entire peninsula today is only half the size of peninsula. Peninsula was 32 to 35 lakh square kilometer. But there was so much collision कि कुछ sediments compress हो गए, became a part of Himalayas. कुछ टूट गया, चला गया समंदर के नीचे, became a part of West continental shelf. And some parts went, and majority of the part जो समंदर के ऊपर रह गए, it is now sloping towards the east. And when sloping towards the east, the weaker parts of the peninsula, वो टूट गए और नीचे चले गए, एंड देन रिवर गंगा फिल्ड इट विद द सेडिमेंट्स, and that today that is a region of alluvial soil or the state of West Bengal and Bangladesh. But अगर आप नीचे जाओगे in West Bengal and Bangladesh, you will find Archean rocks. इसीलिए याद रखना Archean rocks is basement complex. So how is this gap formed? Just remember only this much which I am making you write. This is formed by down faulting. Down faulting, you know what is faulting? Faulting के समय there can be up fault, block mountains, down fault, rift valleys. So down faulting, which was filled up by the sediments, of river Ganga and its tributaries. And see how the question of past year has been. There has been two questions of past year. One is the peninsular plateau is an part of Deccan plateau. The Meghalaya plateau is an extension of Deccan plateau. Part of Deccan plateau? No, it is a part of peninsular plateau. Second has been, which river flows through Malda Gap? River Ganga. Very simple questions, very straightforward questions come from this part of geography. Fine. And I will ask you to solve all the past year question. कल जैसे हमारा ये portion खत्म होता है, I'll give you some 50-60 questions which you have to keep on revising again and again. तो क्योंकि यूपीएससी कोई नया चीज पूछती नहीं, वही क्वेश्चंस घुमा घुमा के उसके आसपास का एरिया पूछती है. यू सी इवन इन हिस्ट्री वही अपराइजिंग्स है, एक हाथ दो अपराइजिंग एक्स्ट्रा है, अदरवाइज वही अपराइजिंग्स है जो यूपीएससी पूछेगी, वही मूवमेंट्स है, 3 मूवमेंट्स जो यूपीएससी पूछेगी. द ओनली थिंग इज पेपर टफ बनाना है तो दे विल गो डीपर, पूछेंगे फिर नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट का कुछ और डीप. सो एरियाज वही है, बट सिर्फ यू शुड नो दैट विच एरियाज टू फोकस एंड हाउ डीप टू गो. सेकेंड, थर्ड, the Meghalaya plateau is divided into numerous hills such as Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Barel and Mikir Ringma. Mikir Ringma hills. ये भी हमारा हो चुका है. What are this? This all are the parts of peninsular plateau, out of which Khasi Hills is the highest. Khasi Hills is the highest, and in the Khasi Hills, Shillong is the highest peak. Shillong is the highest peak. Shillong is the highest peak. So Shillong is located where? In the Khasi Hills. Shillong is the highest peak. So Shillong is a city capital. Also it is a highest point of Meghalaya plateau. Is it the highest point of entire peninsular India? No. The highest point of peninsular India is Anaimodi, which is also the highest point of entire Western Ghats. Fine. अब yesterday जितने भी हमने नेशनल पार्क्स किए, कोई भी अगर न्यूज में है, you have to focus on that national park. Fine. Madumalai is in news because of elephant conflict. Madumalai, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and some parts of Karnataka. Fine. So you can take down the International Stratigraphic Union, या कोई उस यूनियन की जरूरत नहीं है, बट स्टिल लिख लो इंटरनेशनल स्ट्रैटिग्राफिक यूनियन, स्ट्रैटिग्राफिक यूनियन, STRATIGRAPHY, stratigraphic union has divided the Holocene epoch in Quaternary period, into Greenlandian, North Gripen, and Meghalayan age, into Greenlandian, North Gripen, and the Meghalayan age. Thus, the Meghalayan age is the uppermost stage of Quaternary. Which began 4,200 years before present. Which began 4,200 years before present. आज से 4,200 साल पहले, 4,200 years before present. This age, सिर्फ इतना ही प्रीलिम्स के लिए, this age began with, this is the most important line, began with 200 year drought. There was a 200-year drought impacting the human civilization. And causing global climate shift. Fine, that is the Meghalayan period. Global climate shift. Have you done this in current already? Fine. So इतना ही याद रखना है in the Meghalayan period. 4,200 साल पहले, it is the last part of Quaternary. And secondly, उसमें क्या हुआ था कि drought था, 2,200 साल का drought था. For example, we'll see the entire peninsular plateau, western coast of India is an example of a submerged coast. But Kerala is not a submerged coast because somewhere in 400 BC, before Christ, Kerala में there was so devastating floods कि it changed the entire topography of Kerala. इसलिए अगर केरला का floods, अगर आपने news पढ़ी थी, they are saying कि the floods are not uncommon in Kerala and there can be a mega flood, क्योंकि एक बार हो चुका है mega flood and it changed the entire topography. Remember, climate keeps on changing. Human being is just one factor which is causing the climate change, but वैसे climate will keep on naturally also shifting. You must have seen in the news recently कि in the North Pole पिछले 40 साल में बहुत ज़्यादा shift हुआ है towards the Siberia. हम कहते हैं that is Canada की तरफ है North Pole, but the North Pole is shifting. What does it mean? It means that the liquid core in the outer liquid part of the outer core, liquid in the outer core is shifting uska position, which is causing the changes in the magnetic property of the earth. Fine with this? And now come to the state of Meghalaya. Open the map, atlas. So what is the something special about Meghalaya? सबसे पहले what does the name means? Abode of clouds. It means the abode of clouds. Is it a part of Peninsular Plateau? Yes. Fine with this? Second, important thing regarding the Meghalaya is what will, regarding the, chalo, physiography, you know, it is a part of Peninsular Plateau, it is divided into numerous hills. Climate, tell me, does it get very heavy rainfall? Yes, it gets very heavy rain. Especially which place? Mao Sindram and Cherrapunji. कहां पे है? गारो, खासी और जयंतिया. To the south of Khasi Hills, to the north of Khasi Hills. South. Very logical. See. क्या हुआ? यहां बैठ जाओ. अभी माओ सिंद्रम एंड चेरापुंजी से को स्पेलिंग्स प्रीलिम्स में फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स तो आएगा नहीं, इसलिए स्पेलिंग्स याद मत रखो. आपको ऑप्शनल भी नहीं है, तो डोंट वरी अबाउट द स्पेलिंग्स. ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल वाले भी क्या आएगा, माओ सिंद्रम को लोकेट करना मैप पे, स्पेलिंग उधर ही दिया होगा. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट द स्पेलिंग्स. नेक्स्ट, south of the Khasi Hills. Again, it is very logical. It is to the south of the Khasi Hills because see, देखो, if it is to the north, it would have been in the rain shadow region. Rainfall नहीं हो सकता. We have just seen कि Khasi Hills is the highest. So जितना the air is forced to rise up, उतना they will get the rainfall. Fine. अब what is the vegetation? जहां जहां there is a very heavy rainfall, the vegetation will be generally tropical evergreen forest. So it has tropical evergreen and tropical moist deciduous forest. It has tropical evergreen and the tropical moist deciduous forest. So state in India which is having the tropical evergreen forest is northeast का सारा parts. कल हम जब natural vegetation करेंगे, you will understand this tropical evergreen forest. Now what I want you to remember is because of the tropical evergreen forest, this is extremely densely forested, and therefore Meghalaya is famous for two things. One is living root bridges. Living root bridges. Now what are these living root bridges? In any region which is having very high water, just the concept, you understand? ये नहीं पूछेंगे how they are formed. In any regions where there is very very high water, the trees will have natural root system and artificial root system. The trees will have aerial root system. ऊपर से भी रूट्स होंगे. Why? Because there is so much moisture in the ground कि the roots सड़ जाएंगे. The trees cannot have enough oxygen and hence it will have aerial root system. People in this region will tie the roots and use it to cross any kind of an valley or river. We will tie the roots and जैसे roots will grow, the bridges will keep on becoming stronger. But जब roots are very tender, very new, they will tie the roots. And जैसे the roots will become, the tree grows, roots becomes older and older, it becomes stronger, and the bridge also keeps on becoming stronger. So that is what is known as living root bridges. It is present in the state of Meghalaya. It is a man-made thing, not a natural thing. Remember. क्या हुआ? I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Second thing. Tropical evergreen forest matlab what is common is bamboo, and therefore Meghalaya is famous for oldest method of drip irrigation using bamboo. the state which has the oldest method of drip irrigation, bamboo, so they will use bamboo for drip irrigation method. Bamboo से water pass होगा, it will fall down. कुछ नहीं, आपके सारे ये किसी एक NCERT में है, किसी 6th के NCERT में है, किसी 7th के NCERT में है. So the thing is, we are consolidating all the points. Fine with this? So again I am saying NCERT पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, इतनी confidence है जब मैं बोलता हूँ. So it means सच्ची ज़रूरत नहीं है. Keep on revising the notes again and again. Now the third thing is, next thing is, in spite of very very heavy rainfall, it is famous for droughts. Cherrapunji and Masvandaram is famous for droughts because of two things. One is why droughts in this, in the Meghalaya, in spite of very heavy rainfall, because the land has very steep slope. The land has very steep slope, and because of this, the water washes away. Fine. And secondly, because of the hard rock, peninsula hai. Therefore, no percolation of the ground. No percolation means पानी नीचे नहीं जाता. The groundwater does not get recharged. Therefore, Cherrapunji and Masvandaram, the places which have the highest rainfall in the world, are famous for droughts every year. Why? Because जो भी बारिश का पानी है वो निकल जाता है. Getting this? And third, tradition, we are forgetting the tradition. So now there is no focus on bamboo irrigation. There is no focus on living root bridges. The state is facing increasing deforestation. The state is facing increasing deforestation because of jhum cultivation. What do you mean by jhum cultivation? It means shifting cultivation. It is a kind of shifting cultivation practiced in Northeast. In Northeast India. Now what do you mean by shifting cultivation? There is a forest, the tribes, they will clear the forest, some patch of the forest. Kaise? By cutting or by burning. Use it for 2 to 3 years. Once the fertility of the soil reduces, go to the next patch, clear it, use it, and it is causing increasing amount of deforestation. So therefore, anywhere in the world, shifting cultivation is also known as slash and burn agriculture. Slash and burn agriculture. So you tell me, what are the negative impacts of shifting cultivation? It increases biodiversity, decreases biodiversity. Slash and burn agriculture. You are slashing any piece of the land, burning. क्या होगा? पेड़ बचेंगे नहीं बचेंगे? तो पेड़ नहीं बचेंगे तो will there be place for birds, insects to stay? No. So it will decrease the biodiversity. It decreases the biodiversity. What do you mean by biodiversity? मैंने जुलाई बैच में बताया what is biodiversity in simple words. Again I am telling you what is biodiversity. Variation of life that is present in one particular geographical location is biodiversity. So if we consider this as a class, is this class having biodiversity now? Yes. कैसी? States is not biodiversity. States is culture. So we have genetic. Do we look Xerox copy of each other? No. So what is that? Genetic biodiversity. Fine. Are we same species? Obviously, we are the same species. So we do not have species biodiversity, but we have genetic biodiversity in the class. Second thing, we have species biodiversity also in the class because microorganisms are there in the class. Fine, along with us. There are microorganisms in the class along with us. So there is a species biodiversity also. कोई एक दो छिपकली तो होगी 100%. Behind the AC, etc. Obviously, so this is what is an biodiversity. Second, does it cause soil erosion? How? It destroys forest cover. Therefore, एक तो chance है of natural forest fires. It causes natural forest fires. Second, it causes soil erosion. It causes soil erosion by increasing speed of winds or by rain due to winds and rain. Whenever there is a heavy rainfall, up there is no trees to reduce the speed of the raindrops and therefore they will break the soil. Fine with this? Third, will it increase the soil fertility or decrease the soil fertility? What? So अगर देखो डायरेक्ट आएगा what can be the impact of shifting cultivation? Soil fertility increase हो रही है, decrease हो रही है, we do not know because in some places where the case studies have done there has been increase in the soil fertility. In some cases there has been decrease in the soil fertility. It depends upon the span, long term or short term. So don't worry for your prelims इस soil fertility पे क्या problem पड़ने वाला है. Fine with this? But there is one positive impact of this. What is the positive impact? Insects and pests को मार देता है because of this burning. क्या? टोपोग्राफी तो बे ऑफ बंगाल के पास है. कहाँ पे? मेघालय से. इट इज पासिंग नियर द ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर. पहला लेक्चर ज्योग्राफी का सुनो. पहला लेक्चर ज्योग्राफी का. इट द बे ऑफ बंगाल विंड्स कम, दे कैनॉट क्रॉस द अराकान योमा. इट इज ऑल डिफ्लेक्टेड टुवर्ड्स मेघालय. इट इज फोर्स्ड टू राइज अप एंड व्हेन इट इज फोर्स्ड टू राइज अप इट इज गोइंग टू गिव द रेनफॉल. किसने कहा साला साल बारिश होती है? सारा साल अगर बारिश होती तो कभी ड्रॉट होता ही नहीं है. मैक्सिमम बारिश होगी किसी भी हिल स्टेशन पे, कभी भी बारिश हो सकती है इफ इट इज नियर टू द कोस्ट बिकॉज द विंड्स विल बी फोर्स्ड टू राइज अप. एक्चुअली ये है एग्जाम आंसर के लिए. ये किल्स पेस्ट, ये पॉजिटिव इंपैक्ट रखो बिकॉज देयर आर टू कंसेप्ट्स ऑफ फर्टिलिटी. हम जो पढ़ते हैं और जो यूपीएससी जो पूछता है दैट इज अ वेस्टर्न कंसेप्ट ऑफ फर्टिलिटी कि जितने ज्यादा पेस्ट हो सब है वो गंदा है. और जो ट्रेडिशनल हमारा है कि जितने ज्यादा पेस्ट और सब है दैट इज अ पॉजिटिव इंपैक्ट ऑफ फर्टिलिटी. इसलिए हम कल भी पढ़ेंगे दैट इज इन सॉइल्स दैट लैटराइट सॉइल्स, ट्रॉपिकल एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट वाला सॉइल्स आर नॉट गुड सॉइल्स बिकॉज दे हैव दे लेस फर्टाइल। किसके हिसाब से? उनके हिसाब से, बिकॉज जितना ज्यादा फर्टिलाइजर्स पेस्टिसाइड्स उतनी ज्यादा फर्टिलिटी। दे आर सेइंग हमारे इसमें जितने ज्यादा अर्थ फॉर्म, जितने ज्यादा कीड़े, उतनी ज्यादा फर्टिलिटी। दैट इज अ टू पार्ट्स हियर। कर सकते, बट वो फिर कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगा। सो नहीं, मत लिखना इट, बिकॉज द केसेस हैव बीन वेरिंग, नॉट हमेशा। और यूपीएससी पूछेगा भी नहीं ऐसे कंट्रोवर्शियल क्वेश्चंस। हाउ इट विल इंक्रीज द फर्टिलिटी? Continuous use say it is going to kill that. So second positive impact is increases the water retention of soil. Increases the water retention of soil. Water retention, क्यों? क्योंकि ash is there now instead of rock, and the ash will take the water. Fine. Ash will not allow the water to stop. Ash will drink excess of water, and therefore it will increase the water retention of the soil. इसलिए हम कहते हैं that the fertility increases. Understanding? सबके ऊपर, सबके ऊपर। Fine with this? So दो चीजें याद रखना, it will increase the water retention and therefore increase the soil fertility, and but it is going to decrease. So why now government is thinking of banning the slash and burn agriculture? अगर इसके कुछ positives है, it will kill the excess pests and diseases, and it increases the water retention and the fertility because of this factor. अब यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं इन द ब्रैकेट फर्टिलिटी, मतलब जीएस में अगर आता है, इन केस वर्स्ट केस में अगर आता है, वेदर इट इंक्रीजेस और डिक्रीजेस द फर्टिलिटी, जनरल स्टडीज में दे विल आस्क यू अ क्वेश्चन इन वेरी जनरलाइज्ड फॉर्म, दे डोंट गो इनटू डिटेल्स, तो उसका आंसर इज यस, इट विल इंक्रीज द फर्टिलिटी। फाइन विद दिस? सो क्यों देन गवर्नमेंट थिंक्स, व्हाई पीपल थिंक दैट इट इज बैड? Because now the population has increased. पहले एक छोटा patch of the land used to be used for slash and burn when the tribes were lesser. अब tribes are becoming very big in size, and therefore the entire forests are getting destroyed because of the slash and burn agriculture. So you should remember it is not a good thing because it destroys the forest cover. Fine with this? Any doubts? The sixth thing regarding the Meghalaya is it is only one of the few cultures in the world, not just in India, which are matrilinear culture. It is having a matrilinear culture. That is, the wealth is inherited by the youngest girl, and she takes the care of parents. So that is what is the Meghalayan culture. Next, in the terms of biodiversity, youngest. In the terms of biodiversity. In the terms of biodiversity, this region is famous for Nokrek Biosphere Reserve. It is famous for Nokrek Biosphere Reserve. In which hills? In the Garo Hills. Nokrek Biosphere Reserve in the Garo Hills of Meghalaya. Nokrek Biosphere Reserve in the Garo Hills of Meghalaya. Nokrek Biosphere Reserve is famous for limestone caves. हमने ये किया था while doing this topography, karst topography. Secondly, it is famous for Hulog gibbon. It is famous for Hulog gibbon. It is found in each and every part of the Meghalaya. It is famous for Hulog gibbon. Second, it is famous for, again ये बुक्स में नहीं मिलेगा, एटलस में नहीं मिलेगा, बट करंट अफेयर से है. Let me check the spelling. Balfakaram National Park. Balfakaram National Park. Balfakaram National Park. And Bagmara National Park. Bagmara National Park. Bagmara National Park. Tigers के लिए नहीं famous. This are famous for pitcher plant. These are famous for the pitcher plant, the insectivorous plant. Then tribes. So what are the tribes? Garo, Khasi. Pitcher plant, अगर आपको याद है हमने किया था tropical evergreen vegetation, the sunlight does not reach the ground and therefore insectivorous plants will be there. Tropical evergreen forest has a 4-layer of vegetation. Highest, which will take the most of the sunlight. Second layer, third layer पे epiphytes होंगे, climbers, and the fourth layer पे there will be the plants. Actually, try to revise as much as you can from the climatology etc. from this part. Fine. So the important tribes, पहले Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Hajong tribe of Garo Hills, Hajong tribe of Garo Hills. Baite, one of an important, very important, politically also very strong tribe. Baite. Their famous festival is Rice Beer Festival. So the Baite tribe. And lastly, Kuki tribes. Again, very famous tribes. I guess Baite tribe may say there is a first IAS officer from the entire northeast. I forgot his name. So the Kuki tribe. You can take down. Kuki tribe हमारे past year question भी आ चुका है. This is a tribe that is found in. This is the tribe that is found in Burma, Tibet, and all the states of northeast except Arunachal. All the states of northeast except Arunachal. Fine. So these are the important tribes you can remember. Nothing else in the other part of Meghalaya. Bituminous coal or tertiary coal? Tertiary coal. Bituminous coal only Chota Nagpur plateau. See देखो tertiary coal है इसलिए mines collapse हो जाती है because it has more water, moisture content. आर्किन नीस एंड शिस्ट along with tertiary rock. आर्किन नीस एंड शिस्ट हर जगह नीचे मिलेगा. टर्शरी रॉक्स. कोल किस वजह से वो मत जाओ डिटेल में. कोल मिलता है टर्शरी कोल. फाइन. सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू कम टू द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. That is the coastal plains of India, and we are going to study the two coastal plains, west coastal plains and the east coastal plains. What is the basic difference between west and east coastal plains? Which is wider? East coastal plain or west? Which is more wider? East coastal plain is wider than the west. Tamil Nadu ka rice and Andhra Pradesh is famous for rice, or Konkan coast is famous for rice? आंध्र प्रदेश. वेस्ट कोस्टल प्लेन इज वेरी वेरी नैरो, 6 किलोमीटर और मैक्सिमम 16 किलोमीटर्स. गोवा में जाता है 60 किलोमीटर तक, बट वेस्ट कोस्टल प्लेन इज वेरी वेरी क्लोज टू द. आई एम टेलिंग यू एन एग्जांपल. दिस इज माय हाउस. उसके फुटहिल्स पे, इट इज एट द फुटहिल्स ऑफ द वेस्टर्न घाट्स, एंड वहां से 3 किलोमीटर दूर इज द अरेबियन सी. So it is so narrow at some parts. मतलब obviously इसलिए leopards, tigers, floods और पानी और mangroves सब कुछ शुरू हो जाता है आजकल. Why? Because entire thing has become concrete. There are no natural wetlands left in that region. So रेनी सीजन में बाहर निकलना नहीं पड़ता, फिश ही अंदर आ जाती है घर के. So over the So Kutch, काठियावाड़, कोंकण, कैनरा, and UPSC का फेवरेट, I don't know the reason, is the Malabar. This Utkal, this Andhra, and this Coromandel. Coromandel coast. I'll quickly tell you the difference, then you can take down the points. West versus east. West coastal plains, narrow, very near to the western ghats. East coastal plains are much wider. Secondly, west coastal plains are an example of an submerged coast, and therefore we have very wide continental shelf except Malabar coast. Pura west coastal plain is an example of an submerged coast except the Malabar coast. Malabar coast is an example of an emerged coast. Pura east coastal plain is an example of an emerged coastline, because big rivers have taken the sediments and deposited it here, resulting into the land coming up, and therefore we say the east coastal plain is an emerged coastline. Third, which is important for agriculture? West or east? East coastal plain is important for agriculture. Kyun? Because of the formation of deltas. Big rivers bring fertile silt to the region. Fourth, which is more important for harbor, natural harbors? East or west coastal plains? West coastal plains are important for natural harbors. And after 1869, there has been increase in the traffic in the west coastal plain. Why? Because of the opening up of Suez Canal. Suez Canal has decreased the distance between the west coastal plains and Europe by 7,000 kilometers. Vasco da Gama did not come from Suez Canal. उसको पूरा घूम के आना पड़ा. But अब you can directly go to the Suez Canal. Remember this fine things. And now we are doing west coastal plains are of two types: west coastal plains and east coastal plains. सबसे पहले वेस्ट कोस्टल प्लेन्स. दिस इज द कोस्ट लाइन ऑफ submergence. Except Kutch, not Kathiawad, except Kutch and Malabar. Except Kutch and the Malabar region. See, applied question. Why Kerala has large number of lagoons? क्योंकि याद रखना, wherever there is emergence, there will be lagoons. Fine. Why East Coastal Plain has large number of lagoons? Because it is a coastline of emergence. Don't write, we are going to write this. Why Kutch is emergence? Because actually Kutch is not even peninsular plateau. It is a part of Great Plains. But हम consider करते हैं geographically as a part of peninsular plateau. Otherwise it is filled up by the sediments of river Indus and uska tributaries. Fine with this? But there was a big geographer known as O.K. Spate, British geographer, जिसने कहा काठियावाड़ is a region of peninsula, और तब से it is a region of peninsula. Fine with this? Second, these are narrow. These are very narrow and receive very heavy rainfall. Receive very heavy rainfall. Third, because of very heavy rainfall, the soil, you will understand it tomorrow, here is laterite. Soil here is laterite. And because the soil is laterite, they are not important for agriculture except you had a question in your current affairs test, except, I am writing here, except some plantation agriculture, such as cashew nut, Maharashtra and Karnataka. गोवा में कैश्यू नट सस्ते मिलते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ सम इनपुट जो उसके साथ जो कैटलिस्ट का काम करता है, बाकी इट इज नॉट एट ऑल इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर कैश्यू नट प्रोडक्शन. महाराष्ट्र एंड कर्नाटक. कोकोनट, दैट इज केरला. एंड जो कहीं पे भी उग सकता है, राइस. Rice can be grown anywhere. कीचड़ में भी, delta में भी, fertile soil, non-fertile soil, fine. Now coming to Kutch. Just open the atlas. Kutch के बारे में हम कुछ नहीं लिखेंगे. Come to the map of Gujarat. We have already done, I guess. If we have done, you tell me, I will skip that. They are coral islands. Kutch. So you look at the map of Gujarat. Kutch region, can I say arid and semi-arid? Yes. Yeah, fine. If you look at the entire map of Gujarat, you see ऊपर का part is arid, desert. बीच में का part is semi-arid. और बीच में का part is Kathiawar region that is covered by black soil. Kathiawar is the region of black soil, and uske baad it is the coastal plains. Now if you look at the Gujarat region in the political map, sabse pehle we have done earlier also. I am quickly revising what you have to remember. Sir Creek and Sir Creek ke baaju wali creek, Kori Creek. Sir Creek and uske baaju wali creek is the Kori Creek. Then we come to the Gulf of Kutch. Fine. Gulf of Kutch में सबसे पहले you will find an important port which is known as Kandla port, which is known as the Kandla port, one of the most busiest port. Fine, Kandla port. What from NCERT you should remember? India had to construct Kandla port because we lost Karachi port to Pakistan after construction. After the partition. So, Kandla port is because we lost the Karachi port. Will you remember that? Kandla port was constructed because we lost the Karachi port. Ab current based. It is important for which trade? देखो simple questions आएंगे checking your GK. It is important for the Kandla port is important for following items. Choose the correct items. एक iron and steel. Second automobiles. Third petroleum and oil. So answer is petroleum. Kandla से क्यों कोई iron and steel लेके आएगा? Fine. जामनगर रिफाइनरी एंड वेस्ट एशिया से सो यू हैव टू यूज योर जीके कि वेस्ट एशिया से जो भी पेट्रोल आएगा इट कम्स टू कांडला एंड कांडला से इट इज गिवन टू द लार्जेस्ट ऑयल रिफाइनरी इन द वर्ल्ड दैट इज द जामनगर. सो कांडला के जस्ट नीचे यू विल फाइंड जामनगर ऑयल रिफाइनरी. फाइन. द लार्जेस्ट ऑयल रिफाइनरी इन द वर्ल्ड. हैव वी डन दिस अर्लियर? सो कैन आई स्किप? कौन से इंडस्ट्री को बिलोंग करती है जामनगर? रिलायंस ग्रुप. नाउ कच्छ रीजन, ये भी हमने किया है पहले. कच्छ रीजन इज फेमस फॉर, कल जिसके बारे में राहुल गांधी ने भी ट्वीट किया, इवन आई वाज सरप्राइज्ड. सो खराई कैमल्स, इट इज फेमस फॉर खराई कैमल्स. कि पहली बार राफेल छोड़ के खराई कैमल्स डायरेक्ट राफेल से डायरेक्ट कैमल पे आ गए वो. सो द कच्छ रीजन इज फेमस फॉर खराई कैमल्स. Which are swimming camels and facing threat due to salt mining. Kharai camels is the swimming camel which is facing threat due to salt mining and destruction of mangroves. Salt mining and the destruction of mangroves. Salt mining and the destruction of mangroves. क्योंकि खराई camel can survive on mangroves. Fine? Next. सिर्फ prelims के लिए ये सारे pointers. The Kutch region. Next. So Kutch region, I'm giving the prelims के लिए pointers. Kutch region is an emerged coast. Formed due to deposition of sediments. Next. It is famous for salt mining. Comma Kharai camels. And again I had told you this earlier. The grasslands in the Kutch region. The grasslands in the Kutch region are known as Banni grasslands. The grasslands in the Kutch region are known as Banni grasslands. Grasslands in the Kutch region are known as Banni grasslands. That is, there are some of the grasses also in the Kutch region. BANNI, Banni grasslands. Next. The Kutch festival is celebrated every year. Showing unique landscape. unique landscape of white sands, of white sands. White sands. White क्यों है sands? Because of salt. Fine? White sands. Most important attraction. Most important attraction. वहाँ पे is famous. वहाँ पे आपको मिलेगा मांडवी बीच. Mandvi beach. Anyone has gone to Mandvi beach? So, क्या क्यों है इतना ज्यादा? एक तो it is pristine white sand due to salt, and second पानी एकदम साफ है because लोग नहीं है, pollution नहीं है. हाथ डालोगे तो कभी कभी मोती मिल जाते. You will get pearls there. So that is why Mandvi beach is famous. So you should know Mandvi beach. एक्चुअली वहां से शंख और मोती ऊपर आते रहते हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाई माइथोलॉजी में कहते हैं कि कृष्णा के द्वारका उसके नीचे है, क्योंकि उसके पास शंख और मोती था. सो मांडवी बीच, यू रिमेंबर विच स्टेट? गुजरात. Kathiawad. Kathiawad. First, it is submerged. We'll then see the map. It is in submerged part. Second, this is the region of black soil. Why? Due to Deccan lava. So वहां पे the basaltic or volcanic mountains, basaltic or volcanic mountains are known as Gir ranges, are known as Gir ranges. So Gir ranges are volcanic in origin. Remember, it is a part of Deccan lava. That is differentiates between Kutch and Kathiawad. Gir ranges, you already know, are famous for Asiatic lions, which are smaller or greater in size than the African lions. Greater India में नहीं, इतना याद रखना. हर चीज smaller than Africa. African lions, elephants हो, rhinos हो, या the lions हो. So here, now they may face extinction, or they may face threat because they are vulnerable to diseases, as they are found in single locality, and therefore the proposal is to shift some to कुनाव नेशनल पार्क इन मध्य प्रदेश, जो पहले गुजरात गवर्नमेंट ने मना किया था. बट हैव दे एग्रीड नाउ? बिकॉज इफ देर इज एनी डिजीज, सपोज आप दिन भर यही हो, यू ऑल आर लायंस, यू आर ओनली इन दिस, एंड इफ देर इज वन डिजीज कम्स विच इज अफेक्टिंग यू, will it transfer to everyone and they all of us can get extinct? So idea is कि उस part में से कुछ लोगों को लेके उस class में डाल दो, ताकि even if this class get extinct, the lions are surviving there. Understanding this? So shift some so that they do not become vulnerable to disease. Just because you have to understand, जैसे ही you go to some other locality, genetic variation comes, and because of the genetic variation, the genes will start fighting the diseases. इसलिए ये problem है whenever there is monoculture, monocropping. मोनोक्रॉपिंग का भी यही प्रॉब्लम है, ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन का भी यही प्रॉब्लम है. वन क्रॉप गेट्स अफेक्टेड, पूरा फील्ड इज डिस्ट्रॉयड. फाइन विद दिस. सो द आइडिया इज टू कुनाव नेशनल पार्क इन एमपी. 2013 में प्रपोजल था, फिर से 2017-18 में प्रपोजल है अगेन, एंड द गवर्नमेंट इज एग्रीइंग टू इट. कहां पे? क्या? कुनु पालमपुर एंड कुनाव पालमपुर एक ही है वो, एक ही है वो नेशनल पार्क. कुनाव या कुनु पालमपुर एक ही है वो. व्हाट? मेरे को डिजीज नहीं पता. नेक्स्ट, Kathiawar, due to black soil, is famous for cotton cultivation, groundnut, and tobacco. Gujarat is the topmost producer of first two. Gujarat is the topmost leading producer of cotton and groundnut in India. Tobacco पे second number पे है Andhra. First is Andhra. All of these three. Cotton and groundnut. It is the topmost producer of cotton and groundnut. So, fine with this Kathiawar, and now open the atlas. Now you have to mark some of the points here. We'll start from here. You know Dwarka, कहाँ पे situated है. Then come to Porbandar. You know why Porbandar is important? Gandhi ji. Then you see here there is Diu. Just एक ऊपर से idea ले लो. There is a Diu here. Diu. Diu is an island. कल ही हमने देखा, and Daman is in the inland region. Diu and Daman is the union territory जिसका capital is Silvassa. So Diu and Daman. Daman देखा, Daman you will find here, and Diu is here. Then you go to up, and you will find Khambat. इसलिए the Gulf of Khambat. You will find here Khambat. Not important. उसके ऊपर you will find Anand. Why is Anand famous? Amul. Anand is famous for white revolution. Amul belongs to Anand. White revolution. Operation Flood. Then you will come down and you will see Ankleshwar. Ankleshwar is famous for oil. Ankleshwar is famous for oil. Ankleshwar is famous for oil. Then you come down, you will see Surat. Textile. Surat is famous for textile. And उसके बाद you will see Daman. And Daman के just बाजू में you will see Dadra and Nagar Haveli. बारडोली सत्याग्रह. गिरनार. गिर माउंटेन्स का हाईएस्ट पीक इज माउंट गिरनार. गिर माउंटेन्स का हाईएस्ट पीक इज माउंट गिरनार. इफ यू वांट यू कैन नोट इट. इज माउंट गिरनार. माउंट गिरनार. It is surrounded by Gujarat and Maharashtra, Union Territory. Girnar. Konkan coast. Submerged between Maharashtra and Goa. बाकी बिल्कुल भी इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. फाइन. अगर आपको ज्यादा से ज्यादा याद रखना है तो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर जैतापुर, क्योंकि न्यूज में है. क्या है जैतापुर? न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट. जैतापुर न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट. Canara coast, again in the state of Karnataka. It is an example again of submerged coast. It is famous for rivers. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रिवर है रिवर शरावती, which is a west flowing river, and it is famous for जोग फॉल्स. आई गेस एवरीवन इज फॉलोइंग. हमने बहुत बार इनडायरेक्टली डायरेक्टली किया है, अब सिर्फ हम लोकेशन देख रहे हैं इनकी. What is Sharavati? Sharavati is the west flowing rivers which is famous for the highest waterfall in India known as Jog Falls. Konkan coast if you want, it is famous for, ये भी बताया था मैंने, दूध सागर फॉल्स on river मांडोवी. मांडोवी बीच अलग, मांडोवी रिवर अलग. मांडोवी is also known as महादई. डिस्प्यूट में जो है ये is also known as महादई. And lastly we come to Malabar coast. So देखो, you start from north, you go to कांडला, कांडला से जामनगर, जामनगर से अंकलेश्वर, अंकलेश्वर से मुंबई, मुंबई से मैंगलोर. फाइन. ये है सारे इंपॉर्टेंट पोर्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया. फाइन. मैंगलोर से यू विल कम टू कोची, एंड कोची से नीचे टूटीकरिन उस साइड जाना पड़ेगा, त्रिवेंद्रम. उसके बाद यू गो टू टूटीकोरिन, फिर आएगा बीच में सेतु समुद्रम, उससे यू गो टू चेन्नई, चेन्नई से यू गो टू विशाखापट्टनम, द ओनली नेचुरल पोर्ट ऑफ नॉर्थ ऑफ ईस्टर्न कोस्ट. देन वहां से यू गो टू पाराद्वीप इन ओडिशा, एंड वहां से यू गो टू हुगली और कलकत्ता. फाइन. वहां से अंदर जाओ एंड थ्रू नेशनल हाईवे, नेशनल वाटरवे 1 कम टू इलाहाबाद, इलाहाबाद, प्रयाग, and attend the Kumbh Mela. Fine. So getting a locational analysis, this is the way you will have to learn. Otherwise it is impossible कि एटलस लेके बैठे और देख रहे हो. ऐसे स्टोरीज बनाओ, याद रखो. फाइन. दिस इज द वे यू विल हैव टू लर्न. नेशनल पार्क्स भी ऐसे ही लर्न करने पड़ेंगे कि एक नीचे से शुरू किया कैसे जाऊंगा. दिस इज द वे यू विल हैव टू लर्न. एंड आजकल तो यूपीएससी ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछने लग गई है. You start from one state and end to other state. So Malabar coast, this is the most important coast. Malabar coast. It is a coastline of emergence. It is a coastline of emergence. It is a coastline of emergence. And therefore has numerous lagoons. Therefore has numerous lagoons. Therefore has numerous lagoons. It is much wider as compared to the other parts of western coast. It is much wider as compared to the other parts of western coast. And it includes southern Karnataka. It includes southern Karnataka and Kerala. It includes the southern Karnataka and Kerala. Southern Karnataka and Kerala. And draw with me this diagram. Draw with me this first diagram. Is it visible there? These are the three most important west flowing rivers of India. Narmada and Tapi se bhi zyada important as per UPSC question history, not as per economic importance. UPSC question history, you should never forget these three rivers in the order: Ponnani, Bharatpuzha, Periyar and Pamba or Pambiyar. Out of that, river Periyar and river Pamba or Pambiyar drains into a famous lake which is known as Vembanath Lake. Drains into the famous Vembanath Kayal or Vembanath Lake. Vembanath Kayal or Vembanath Lake. And if you go to the south, you'll find one more important lake or Kayal. It is a lagoon, and this is known as Ashtamudi Kayal or lake. Show me that first. Fine with this? Now open the map of Kerala, page number 25. Start from north. Start from north. Page number 25 पे. You'll find a Sharavati National Park. Obvious है कर्नाटक में, because where is the river Sharavati? कर्नाटक. उसके नीचे you will find one of the famous place known as Udupi. किसके लिए फेमस है? उडुपी रेस्टोरेंट्स. वैसे किसके लिए फेमस है? इट इज फेमस फॉर कृष्णा टेम्पल. सो उडुपी इज अ रिलीजियस प्लेस. जस्ट याद रहना चाहिए उडुपी कहां पे है. एंड देन वी कम टू एन इंपॉर्टेंट पोर्ट ऑफ कर्नाटक, दैट इज मैंगलोर. मंगालुरु. मिला मंगालुरु? मंगालुरु और मैंगलोर. The natural port on the Karnataka. किसके लिए फेमस है? मैंगलोर. What it will export? Iron ore. From which mines? Kudremukh. And coffee. Fine. Coffee and iron ore. What I want you to remember is Mangalore and Bangalore कौन सा ऊपर है? Just see. Mangalore or Bangalore, which is to the north? मैंगलोर एंड बैंगलोर. क्यों हमें पता होना चाहिए? बिकॉज वी नो कि एनसीईआरटी में भी इसका एग्जांपल दिया है. दैट इज मैंगलोर एंड बैंगलोर आर लोकेटेड ऑन द विंडवर्ड एंड द लीवर्ड साइड ऑफ द वेस्टर्न घाट्स एंड देयरफॉर रेनफॉल डिक्रीजेस. मैंगलोर रिसीव्स वेरी वेरी हेवी रेनफॉल एंड द बैंगलोर लेस रेनफॉल. किया था कि नहीं? फाइन. सो रिमेंबर द लोकेशन ऑफ मैंगलोर एंड बैंगलोर. नाउ बिकॉज यू हैव कम टू बैंगलोर, कौन सा नेशनल पार्क है वहां पे? Banerghatta National Park. So remember Banerghatta National Park of Bangalore. Fine. ये मेरे से बाद में ले लेना. Fine. Then you come to Kerala. And when you come to Kerala, you will find the first major river, what is known as Ponani. Ponani. मिला? Ponani. Ponani का दूसरा नाम is भारत पुखा. भारत पूजा, भारत पुखा. Okay, that is the Ponani river, the longest river of Kerala. Obviously, where they will originate all? They will all originate in Western Ghats. Then after that, we come to Kochi, Ernakulam and Kochi. Ernakulam and Kochi. Fine. So Kochi is located on, can I say, Vembanad Lake? Kochi is natural port, artificial port? Natural port. It is located on the Vembanad Lake, and once upon a time this port was known as Queen of Arabian Sea. ब्रिटिश का सबसे फेवरेट पोर्ट था ये, बिकॉज ऑफ द स्पाइस एक्सपोर्ट एंड बिकॉज ऑफ द नेचुरल एडवांटेज इट गेव बिफोर दे डेवलप द पोर्ट टू द नॉर्थ. सो इट वाज नोन एज द क्वीन ऑफ द अरेबियन सी. नेचुरल पोर्ट आज भी इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि इट इज द रीजन जहां पे जनरली इंडियन नेवल शिप्स, नेवल सबमरीन्स आर मैन्युफैक्चर्ड. ये प्राइवेटाइज नहीं है. उसके बाद यहां पे है एक और सिटी नोन एज कोटायम. मिला? कोटायम. एर्नाकुलम उसके ऊपर है. एर्नाकुलम इतना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं. कोची, कोटायम. देन यू गो टू द साउथ एंड एट द लेक अष्टाईमुड़ी यू विल फाइंड कोलम. मिला? यू विल फाइंड कोलम. You will find Kolam, and then Kolam to Kottayam. Kolam to Kottayam is National Waterway 3. Kolam to Kottayam is the National Waterway 3. Kolam to Kottayam is the National Waterway 3. Kolam to Kottayam is National Waterway 3. Kolam is different from if you go more to the south, and that is one of the most famous beach of Kerala, that is Kolam. कोवालम मिला। और ये अगर आप डेली न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हो या जनरली बच्चों अपने लोगों दोस्तों के साथ बात भी करते हो जो जॉब में है, ये प्लेसेस का नाम सुनते रहोगे, क्योंकि हर कोई आप छोड़ के बाकी हर कोई केरला ट्रिप तो कर ही आता है। फाइन, सो एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस यू विल कीप ऑन हियरिंग दिस नेम्स एंड देयरफॉर इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है टू रिमेंबर दिस नेम्स हियर। फाइन, river Periyar we have already done, Sabrimala, fine, Periyar Tiger Reserve, Indira Gandhi Tiger Reserve, and river Pamba. So river Pamba and Periyar drain into which lake? Vembanad Lake. Fine with this? Into Vembanad Lake. अब क्यों न्यूज में है दिस पार्ट कोलम, कोलम और दिस एंटायर कयाल्स अष्टाईमुड़ी के आसपास, बिकॉज यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड समथिंग नोन एज घियास, ग्लोबली इंटीग्रेटेड एग्रीकल्चर हेरिटेज साइट्स. So there are only 3 sites in India which are given the heritage structure. Don't write, I'll tell you that जब हम ये करेंगे यूनेस्को. So उसमें से one site is the केरला वाला, which is famous for undersea or submarine agriculture, undersea cultivation. So we'll come to that later on. So you can take down now Malabar coast. कहाँ पे मैं रुका? The coastline has numerous lagoons. The coastline has numerous lagoons. The coastline has numerous lagoons, which are locally known as kayals. Which are locally known as kayals. K-A-Y-A-L-S, kayals. Or backwaters of Kerala. Backwaters of Kerala. Vembanad is the largest kayal. Vembanad is the largest kayal, drained by Periyar and Pamba river. Drained by Periyar and Pamba river. Drained by Periyar and Pamba river. Another important kayal is Lake Ashtaimudi. Another important kayal is Lake Ashtaimudi. Is the Lake Ashtaimudi. Important kayal is the Lake Ashtaimudi. Next, the global agriculture. Next point, current affairs है. The global agriculture heritage systems. In the bracket, GIAHS, global agriculture heritage systems, which was started by Food and Agriculture Organization. Started by Food and Agriculture Organization. FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. Only FAO, not FAO USA. FAO has recognized three agriculture heritage sites in India. 3 agriculture heritage sites in India, and they are अलग टाइप का एग्रीकल्चर है by local community and therefore उनको heritage site. It is more like an world heritage site. But agriculture heritage site कौन देगा? Very logical. FAO. World heritage site UNESCO. One is Koraput. Which state? Orissa. One is the Koraput. Second, Pampore. Second, Pampore, famous for saffron cultivation. Kashmir. Famous for Pampore is famous for saffron cultivation, Kashmir. And third is Kuttanad. Third is Kuttanad. कुट्टनाड. नाम कुट्टनाड में, कुट्टनाड इस साल हाई चांसेस, अभी रिसेंटली अवार्ड हुआ है. कुट्टनाड is the only place in India, where agriculture is done below the sea level. Where agriculture is done below the sea level. Below the sea level. It is somehow seaweed. नहीं, वो अलग है. Agriculture is done below the sea level. It is done in the backwaters of Kerala. It is done in the backwaters of Kerala. Where rice is the most important crop. Rice is the most important crop. Maximum GIAHS sites are in China. So suppose this is the sea level, this is the land, and uske baad there is a lagoon, and after that, because it is a shallow lagoon, ये ऐसी land है. So obviously this land is below the sea level की height. This is the sea level 0 kilometers. So agriculture यहाँ पे किया जाता है, and therefore we say below the sea level. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि agriculture इस पानी के अंदर किया जाएगा. Below the sea level means on the land which is at a greater depth than the sea level. Understood? So क्या है GIASH? What does it does? It tries to conserve and recognize traditional agricultural practices. Tries to conserve and recognize the traditional agricultural practices. It tries to conserve and recognize the traditional agricultural practices. GIASH tries to recognize, conserve and recognize the traditional agricultural practices. Kuttanad is important. Because it grows rice below the sea level. In the brackish water. And also helps in control of floods. इस साल जब फ्लड आया था तो GIAHS वाला रीजन, कुट्टनाड वाला रीजन was surviving. Fine with this? Conserves the flood. It grows rice below the sea level and helps in the control of floods. Plus, fine with this? Which are the 2 rocket launching centers of India? Vikram Sarabhai and Satish Dhawan. Fine? कितने? 2 है, 1 है? 2 है इंडिया में. एक है श्रीहरिकोटा और एक है थिरुवनंतपुरम थुम्बा. द फर्स्ट केरला थिरुवनंतपुरम के जस्ट बाजू में यू कैन सी थुम्बा एटलस में, एंड दैट इज द अब घर पे जाकर देखो वेदर इट इज सतीश धवन स्पेस सेंटर या इट इज विक्रम साराभाई स्पेस सेंटर. Now, how you should revise? Start from north में river Luni. उसके बाद you already know river नर्मदा and तापी. उसके बाद खुद को पूछो पहले कर्नाटका आएगा या गोवा. सो गोवा आएगा. सो रिवर मांडवी. उसके बाद रिवर शरावती. उसके बाद रिवर पोनानी. उसके बाद पेरियार एंड देन पाम्बियार. दिस आर द इंपॉर्टेंट वेस्ट फ्लोइंग रिवर्स ऑफ इंडिया. यूपीएससी का पास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन जब सॉल्व करोगे तो फॉर ज्योग्राफी ट्राई टू सॉल्व पास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चंस एज मच एज पॉसिबल, पिछले 20 साल के भी, बिकॉज टेस्ट सीरीज वाले इतने अच्छे क्वेश्चंस नहीं बना पाते. तो फिर वो क्या पूछेंगे जो कभी जीएस में पूछेगा नहीं? आइसोस्टेसी, फोल्ड्स, बहुत ज्यादा दे विल आस्क और दे विल गो इनटू टेक्निकल डिटेल्स जो यूपीएससी नहीं पूछेगी. सो व्हाट विल यूपीएससी आस्क? यूपीएससी विल आस्क यू अ सिंपल क्वेश्चन. रिवर पोनानी, river Ponani originates in the Western Ghats and initially flows towards the west and then drains into the Bay of Bengal. This has been your past year question. Now you know whether it drains into Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea. Fine with this? Utkal Plains is famous for the state of Orissa. That is the state of Orissa. Again you tell me, what is this east coastal plain? Is emerged or submerged? This is an emerged coast. Ab this Utkal Plains is formed by, generally by delta of river. The most important river is Mahanadi. Orissa means river Mahanadi. It is formed by the delta of river Mahanadi. The most important feature of this is, of the Utkal Plains, the most important feature is the largest lagoon in Asia or in India, or the brackish water lake in India, known as Chilika. Chilika Lake. The second important feature here is Bhitarkanika National Park. And the last important feature here is, no, not highest peak. The last important feature here is Wheeler Island or APJ Abdul Kalam Island. And Puri Temple. And the Puri Temple. Utkal Plains is the state of Orissa. It is an emerged coast, located mostly formed by the delta of river Mahanadi. It has the largest lagoon in the Asia or in India, that is Lake Chilika. It has Bhitarkanika National Park, and it is known for Puri Temple and Wheeler Islands. Fine. Up with this, open the map of Orissa. किसी और का ले लेता हूं. पेज नंबर 21. Fine. So you will start with the north. Balasore, मिला बालासोर and Chandipur on sea. हमने किया है शायद पहले. Fine. You already know a past year question on this. Identify a place in India where during the high tide a river will come, the water level increases, and during the low tide water goes back by 5 kilometers. That is Chandipur on sea. हाई टाइड में पानी आता है 5 किलोमीटर आगे एंड लो टाइड में पानी चला जाता है 5 किलोमीटर पीछे. इसीलिए द लैंड इज एक्सपोज ड्यूरिंग द हाई टाइड एंड इट इज लैंड इज सबमर्ज ड्यूरिंग द हाई टाइड एंड इट इज एक्सपोज ड्यूरिंग द लो टाइड. इसलिए वी कॉल दिस प्लेस एज चंदीपुर ऑन सी. किसके लिए फेमस है? मिसाइल लॉन्चिंग सेंटर. अगेन फाइन, डीआरडीओ का. और उसके थोड़ा नीचे जाओगे तो यू विल फाइंड धामरा पोर्ट. यू विल फाइंड धामरा पोर्ट. जो मैंने किया है बता दो, आई विल स्किप दैट. धामरा इज फेमस फॉर ऑलिव रिडले टर्टल्स. फाइन विद दिस, ऑलिव रिडले टर्टल्स. एंड देन वी हैव, जो इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है दिस रीजन, आई हैव डन दिस अगेन एंड अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू, द भीतरकनिका नेशनल पार्क. भीतरकनिका नेशनल पार्क. एंड यू अगेन गेट अ क्वेश्चन लाइक वो चंदीपुर वाला सी वाला रीजन. कैसे होगा क्वेश्चन? क्वेश्चन होगा आइडेंटिफाई अ प्लेस इन इंडिया व्हेन यू गो यू विल फाइंड दैट 3 बिग रिवर्स आर कमिंग एंड फॉर्मिंग अ डेल्टा. It is inhabited by biggest crocodiles in the world, dense mangroves and smallest turtles. That is भीतरकनिका. किसकी बात कर रहा है वो? 3 रिवर्स की. महानदी. सो ये मैं लिखाऊंगा आपसे को. भीतरकनिका यू कैन टेक डाउन. भीतरकनिका. भीतरकनिका. It is the second richest mangrove region of India. Richest mangrove region of India. Located in the delta of Baitarni, Brahmini, Mahanadi river basin. Delta of Baitarni, Brahmini and Mahanadi rivers. Delta of Baitarni, Brahmini and Mahanadi rivers. The dense forest of Bhitarkanika. The dense forest of Bhitarkanika has made it an important breeding ground for olive ridley turtles. Breeding ground for olive ridley turtles. Olive ridley turtles and an important habitat for Indian saltwater crocodile. Important habitat for Indian saltwater crocodile. Fine with this? नेक्स्ट फिर से एटलस में जाना. तो ये कौन सा एरिया? इनलैंड थोड़ी है भीतरकनिका. कोस्टल एरिया है. डेल्टा कहाँ बनेगा? कोस्टल एरिया में. So find उसके नीचे you will find a port. Paradweep. Paradweep is an important natural port of Orissa. उसके बाद you will find two important places, Konark and Puri. Konark is famous for Sun Temple. Sun Temple. Sun Temple. And Puri, Jagannath Puri Temple. And then you come to Chilika Lake. The Chilika Lake. So I am writing Chilika Lake. I guess you know already the river. Yes. River Daya drains into the Chilika Lake. River Daya drains into the Chilika Lake. Second, it is again famous for olive ridley turtles. Salt water crocodiles. Famous for olive ridley turtles, saltwater crocodile, मैंने सब बताया ये पहले भी. And the largest migratory bird, ground for migratory birds from Siberia. From Siberia. You will find one of the largest, 64 to 70,000 birds in a winter season in this region. Siberia, which includes Siberian crane, comma, flamingos, and सबसे important, white-bellied eagle. You will find white-bellied eagle. It is famous for an island which is known as Nalbana Island. And this is Nalbana Bird Sanctuary. And अभी 2 वीक पहले एक नई बर्ड सेंचुरी हियर इस मंगल जोड़ी बर्ड सेंचुरी. फाइन. Chilika Lake, Mangal Jodi Bird Sanctuary, and the Nalbana. Nalbana is an island. Fine with this? So ओडिशा ऐसा याद रखो, ऊपर बालासोर, फिर धामरा. Dhamra port, people are opposing even today the construction of port by Adani Group. उसके बाद भीतरकनिका, उसके बाद the Paradweep, and then Lake Chilika. Gopalpur beach is also there, and there are other things which you will not easily find in Orissa. You remember, one is Gopalpur beach, and other is Rushikulya river. Both are famous for again olive ridley turtles. Olive ridley turtles. कैसे याद रखोगे? बार बार रिवाइज, नथिंग एल्स. शॉर्ट इसमें एक जगह रखो. नो नीड ऑफ गोइंग थ्रू एंटायर हिस्ट्री ऑफ दिस. जस्ट बार बार रिवाइज. नल बना वहां है. आस्क योर सेल्फ, आस्क योर रूममेट, टेल योर रूममेट फैक्चुअल डेटा, आस्क देम सम क्वेश्चंस. हिस्ट्री के लिए भी यही फॉलो करो, आर्टिकल्स के लिए भी यही फॉलो करो. यू विल न्यूज में है ताम्रा पोर्ट.
स्टेट में क्या हुआ? सेंट्रल पैरिटी में
It is drained by Godavari, Krishna and the Penneru rivers. It is famous for two important things. That is it is famous for Kolleru Lake, natural lake between delta of Krishna and Godavari. Once was brackish water lake. Or lagoon, matlab it was between land and sea. But due to extension of delta, it is now a freshwater lake. It is now a freshwater lake. Fine. Pulicat Lake is the second largest brackish water lake in India. It is the second largest brackish water lake, shared by two states, by Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. 92% in Andhra Pradesh, 8% in Tamil Nadu. इतना factual data नहीं, majority it is in Andhra Pradesh. Is famous for an island on the mouth known as Sri Hari Kota, which is again a satellite launching center. In the Andhra plains, it is famous for rice, aquaculture, etc. And there is only one natural port, and that is Visakhapatnam. Vizag or Visakhapatnam is the only natural port of entire east coastal plains. Visakhapatnam is the only natural port of entire eastern coast. Is the deepest port in India? नेचुरल नहीं है, पोर्ट है, इंपॉर्टेंट पोर्ट है, नेचुरल नहीं है. अच्छा, विशाखापट्टनम ही नेचुरल है. पैरादीप अगर मैंने बोला होगा नेचुरल तो इट इज रॉन्ग. विशाखापट्टनम इज द ओनली नेचुरल पोर्ट. एंड देन लास्टली कोरोमंडल कोस्ट. drained by river Kaveri and Vaigai. It is famous for again rice cultivation. It is one of the most irrigated regions of India. Fine with this? कौन से अब घर पे जाके यू स्टडी द पोर्ट्स, विशाखापट्टनम, पाराद्वीप, हुगली, एक्सेट्रा. राइट? Do you face difficulty in remembering rivers and tributaries? So we'll start with the Indian drainage system. Fine? Can I rub this? So we have two kinds of drainage system, Arabian Sea drainage and the Bay of Bengal drainage. Okay, so आज हम सिर्फ दो ही रिवर्स पढ़ लेंगे, इंडस एंड गंगा. इंडस बहुत आसान है. अब ये डायग्राम ड्रॉ करो. व्हाट इज दिस विच वी एम ड्रॉइंग? दिस This line is what is known as the Great Indian Water Divide. Why it is known as Great Indian Water Divide? Just see here. Because the rivers which originate here, they flow towards the east. This is river Ganga. Rivers which originate, that is, this is river Brahmaputra. This is river Mahanadi. This is river Godavari. This is river Krishna. River Penneru. River Kaveri. And river Vaigai. If you want to remember, Brahmini. These are the important west flowing rivers: Subarnarekha, Brahmini, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Penneru, Kaveri, and Vaigai. Again, irrespective of your belief, ये geography के लिए काम आएगा. This तीन अभी कुछ भी पी सकता है वो. So दूध भी पी सकता है. Why you corrupt your mind कि पी के वाह. So this is sense कुछ भी नहीं है statement. Don't go by this statement. This statement is just to make you remember the Indian rivers from north to south. Subarnarekha, Brahmini, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Penneru, Kaveri, Vaigai. अगर नीचे की तीन याद है, पेन्नेरू, कावेरी, वाईगाई, तो फिर इसके नीचे के तीन इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. एंड यहां से वी नो दैट इज इंडस. इसको याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं. वी नो दिस इज नर्मदा, दिस इज तापी, तापी. यहां पे इतनी सारी रिवर्स है कि सारी जो न्यूज में है वही महादई. दिस इज शरावती, उसके बाद दिस इज व्हाट, पोन्नानी. आफ्टर दैट वी हैव पेरियार, and lastly we have Pamba or Pambiyar. Questions won't go beyond these rivers. So these are the most important rivers. वैसे इंडिया में more than 3,000 rivers are there. So you cannot remember each and every river in detail. What happened? Brahmini, then Mahanadi. That is why I gave. See, confusion इससे दूर होता है. This is for Subarnarekha. इसके ऊपर दामोदर है. फिर उसके this is for Brahmini and Baitarni. This is for Mahanadi. This is for Godavari. This is for Krishna. This is for Penneru, क्योंकि एक ही रिवर है जिसका पी से नाम है जो ईस्ट में जाती है. दैट इज पेन्नेरू. बड़ी रिवर में से एक और है पर उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. एक है कावेरी. एंड द सदर्न मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट रिवर इज वाईगाई. What happened?
So what is the river above Peria?
वो पोनानी जो अभी की थी हमने, पोनानी और भारत पूजा. Fine. Which one? Don't forget, don't try to compare the other sides. Just remember east, yeah, west. You cannot compare the other side because rivers will originate somewhere, then flow, then change their flow. So you cannot compare these two rivers. Okay. So can you see This is the line जो जहां से most of the rivers which originate on the eastern part flows towards the east and western parts flows towards the west, and this line is known as Great Indian Water Divide. This line is what is known as an Great Indian Water Divide. So there has been a question in the diagram wala era also regarding the Great Indian Water Divide and the non-diagram wala area also. That is, they will ask you a simple question: an imaginary line that runs from east to west, which causes the split in the drainage system, is known as Great Indian Water Divide. What comes under the Great Indian Water Divide? And देखो, हिमालयाज आते हैं? नहीं. Aravallis? Yes. Vindhyas? Satpuras? Western Ghats? Eastern Ghats? No. So that is why we say Himalayas are not perfect water divide. Water divide means where the two rivers will flow in two different directions. So you can take down some of the statements here. The Indian drainage system is divided into two parts. First, the Bay of Bengal drainage system, and the Arabian Sea drainage system. Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea drainage system. 73% NCERT, ये लाइन्स रटी होनी चाहिए. 73% of drainage area of a country, 73% of drainage area of a country, and 90% of water, 90% of water drains into the Bay of Bengal. While the remaining 23% of area, drains into (77) मैंने क्या बोला? 77. And the remaining 23% of the area drains into the Arabian Sea. This lopsided distribution is due to the Great Indian Water Divide. Which includes Western Ghats, Satpuras, Vindhyas, Aravallis, and then goes into Himalayas. But पूरा हिमालय नहीं है. So ये है Great Indian Water Divide. So Himalaya is not a perfect water divide, though it is a water divide. Fine. So we'll continue then tomorrow regarding the remaining rivers. Bring कल 2-3 color का pens. We'll make all the important rivers and finish it.